Hi, my name is Mazzy Mayhem, and welcome to Pretty and Dangerous. This is my little corner of the internet for misfit girls, gays, theys, and anyone in between. I like to gossip about fictional characters, rant about society, and talk about my love hate relationship with romance. Or maybe I just love to hate. To be honest, I don't really feel like I had a normal childhood, so I missed out on a lot of like teenagehood, girlhood, childhood experiences, and I'm trying to make up for that now. Maybe some of you can relate, or maybe you just want to relive your own childhoods. Either way, this is our place to do whatever we want. So, put on a face mask, get a warm drink, get cozy, and let's dive into the drama. Before we do that, I like to ask everybody how they are. So, how are you? Happy New Year. How was everybody's Christmas? How was everybody's New Year's Eve? Did you get drunk? Did you do anything fun? Um, I went out for New Year's for the first time in like a while, and I forgot my ID. So, um, literally what happened was we got to the venue. Um, Everybody got like searched, got their bags looked at, got their ID checked, their tickets checked, everything, and they went in. I got searched, got my tickets checked, and then when I got to the ID bit, I realized I didn't get my ID. So all my friends have gone inside, like have entered, like they're not inside, but like they're past the barriers, and I'm on the other side, and I'm like, damn, I don't have my ID. So, um, I basically have to go all the way back home, get my ID, and go back out. So that was fun. I made it to the venue in the end, though, and I had a good night. Lots of fun. I won't be going out for another 6 months, I think. Um, Before we actually dive into the topic a little bit, I just kind of want to reflect on last year a little bit. I know it's the end of January, okay? But I think it's good if we establish early on I'm late to everything. I'm always late. It's not like a good habit and it's not something I'm proud of, but it is what it is. Also, this is the first time I'm filming in 2026, like my last videos or the last episodes um were filmed in 2025, like ahead of 2026. So there's that to keep in mind as well. But yeah, so how did everybody's 2025 go? Like, did anything interesting happen? Did anything cool happen? Or was it like the worst year of your life? Because mine was a bit of both, to be honest. It was a bit of the worst year of my life because I was in the worst, most dumbest relationship of my life at the start of the year. That ended and my life got a lot better. Who would have known? But yeah, so moral of the story, leave you useless dirtbag man in 2025. That's the moral of the story. Okay. I literally after I broke up with him, I did a cord cutting spell and that cord cutting spell went crazy. Like the flames were insane, and I also burnt my carpet. So there's that. Um, and like it's weird how like something like a cord cutting spell can be so symbolic because the flames literally burned in the way that our relationship was. Like it like clung on for a bit, which I felt like actually happened in the relationship. Like somebody was clinging on and not willing to let it die. Um, I'm glad it died in the end. But yeah, back to me burning my carpet. I had the candles on a tray and I thought it was going to be fine. I thought the carpet was going to be good. It wasn't. When the candle had finished burning and the flame went out, I went to take the tray off the carpet and it was almost stuck to the carpet. And I was like, oh my god. had to peel the tray off the carpet, and now there's a black mark on my carpet, which I'm covering with a rug because it looks hideous. But other than that, um, I feel like last year was a year of like growth for me and like really learning who I am and like learning to be what I to be happy in myself first of all, happy by myself, and also what I really want from life because I think that was like a question that had been looming over me for a while, depression and stuff. Um because if I don't have a goal, if I don't have something I want, then there's no point in being here. So I may as well have something I want. Um and I feel like that's what this year has been about. And this YouTube channel slash hopefully podcast eventually is all part of that journey. Discovering myself, doing something for myself, building something from scratch by myself. Um, yeah, it's all part of it. Um, and to be honest, it's actually been great so far. Like, I do genuinely feel like I'm at a place right now where I feel content. I feel peaceful. Well, I don't feel content. I feel like there's lots of stuff I want now, but I do feel happier in myself. Let's just start there. We'll say that. But yeah, I do feel like this year has been a year of growth and change and discovering myself or rediscovering myself, like going back to a lot of things that I used to do that I used to like watching anime, reading books, that sort of thing. Being creative, honestly, has been really big for me last year. I've been loving it, to be honest. Like I feel like I'm getting to express myself in ways that I wasn't allowing myself to express myself before, and I feel like that's been good for me. Anyway, I thought before I thought we could do like what I think is in for 2026, and I have a little list with me. One on the list is women with buzz cuts. I feel like women with buzz cuts are gonna be in for 2026. Like I feel like it's gonna be the hairstyle is to shave your head. Now some of you might think that's crazy, but I think that it's a powerful move. Carrying on from what I'm saying about change and da da da, da, I also think bald women are just hot. I don't know what else to tell you. I think when a woman goes bald, it's like a whole other type of confidence that you are never going to see anywhere else other than on the face of a bald woman. Like, are you crazy? I also feel like is like there's a weird attachment to hair and like beauty and all of that, and just getting rid of it all is a big, massive to the patriarchy and to just beauty standards and appeasing society in general. And I feel like that's beautiful. So go bald bitches, I guess is what I'm saying. The next thing that I think is in for 2026 is whimsy, fantasy slash creativity. All of those things are like a triangle. You have whimsy, you have fantasy, and you have creativity. You need to be mixing and matching. You need to be creating whimsy, and you need to be creating fantasy, and your fantasy needs to be whimsy, and your whimsy needs to be fantasy. Do you feel me? Good. That's in for 2026. Whatever you want it to be, just bring back some whimsy, fantasy, creativity into your life. Honestly, you'll thank me later. Okay? The next thing that I think is in for 2026 is imagination. Girl, how are you going to get anywhere if you can't imagine what you want? Start imagining what it is you want. I know sometimes it's like you have to be a bit realistic because I want to be a fairy and I want to pet dragon. So when I imagine myself being a fairy with a pet dragon, it's like, but it doesn't have to be real. the whole fun is that I get, I mean, I'm very upset that it's not real, actually, very pissed off, but next best thing, I might, actually, let's not. Imagination in for 2026. Start imagining things. Start having fun with it. Start daydreaming again. Okay? You know, what's that called when you daydream? I can't remember, but it was all over TikTok like last year or the year before, where everybody was like figuring out that they'd been daydreaming when they were kids, and it's like some kind of mental health thing. Yeah, I did that. Maladaptive daydreaming. That's what it is. Do that in for 2026. Hey, maladaptive daydreaming. Why is that so hard to say? Hey, maladaptive daydreaming's in 2026. um, what else do I think is in for 2026? Taking more pictures for me, definitely. I never take any pictures. I always forget whenever I'm like out or doing something. I honestly forget my phone exists, so I don't really take any pictures. And then I get home and I'm like, I didn't take any pictures, and that's kind of sad because I can't even look through them and I can't even post them if I want to. And also, I don't have like pictures to send to people when it's like, oh, remember when we did this? And it's kind of annoying because I want to be able to do that. Um, so yeah, taking more pictures in for 2026. Another thing that I think is in for 2026 is baths, more warm baths. Only if you've showered before and after though, because otherwise baths are kind of gross. Sitting in your dirty shower, your dirty bath water, ew, your dirty skin cells. So if you have baths, shower before and after. Thanks. What else do I think? Romance slash fantasy books where the female main character is 25 plus. I'm sick and tired of reading spicy books where the main character is literally just turned 18. It's weird. It's given pornography, it's given male gaze, it's given patriarchy, it's not given female gaze, it's literally giving male fantasy. And it's this is supposed to be ours. Like these books are supposed to be our fantasies. When are we 18 in our fantasies? I'm never 18 in my fantasy. I'm 25 plus to 30, even older. Okay, why can't the main character just be like 25? It's creepy, especially when now like a lot of like spicy books, especially the popular book talk books, like everybody's reading them now, including 30-year-old men. Okay, 30-year-old men are reading Akhtar, and it's weird because she's literally 18. Why are you reading it? Like, why are you reading that? It's strange. I feel uncomfortable and I'm only 22. It's weird. Well, when this video comes out, I'll be 23. But it's strange. Like, I'm sorry, but it's weird. Like, I just don't like it. It just makes me feel uncomfortable, to be honest. So, romance and fantasy books. So romantasy books where the female main character is 25 plus in for 2026. I want to start seeing that age line the shelves in bookshops. I don't care what you say, oh, it sells more. It would sell the exact same because a lot of people reading these books are women who are in their 20s. God's sake. Anyway, my last aim for 2026 is stop compromising myself just to make other people comfortable because honestly, it's getting so old. It's a habit and like a trauma response that I have that I just find so annoying at this point. Like, I actively need to let go of that shit because it's just holding me back. I feel like I just find it irritating when I notice myself doing it or when I do it and then I notice afterwards like, hey, you just compromised yourself and you didn't even want to, and just to make somebody else comfortable, but then you end up annoyed with that person, but it was you who didn't say anything. Like, it's irritating, but it is a trauma response for me that I'm trying to work through, to be honest. But yeah. But that's gonna do it for my list of ins for 2026. I have one out for 2026, and my one out is men. Men are out for 2026, okay? Yeah, but that's gonna do it for my ins and outs of 2026. Let's move on to the topic. So today, if you couldn't have guessed, we're gonna be talking about the Samurai Tenpri season 3, the last season. And this season skips like 4 years from where season 2 ends off. So Billy and Jeremiah have been together for 4 years. They're both in the same college. And I think Jeremiah is like 1 year ahead of Billy or something like that. The Samurai Tenpri is so funny because like every season so far, I thought this can't get any messier, and then it gets messier. So like yeah, like okay, yeah. From in my opinion, you can tell that Jeremiah and Bella in my opinion, you can tell that Jeremiah and Belly kind of are in love with each other, not just because like romantically, but also as friends as well. Like they genuinely seem like in sync with each other, and like you can kind of see this in previous seasons where they have that mind reading game and the amount of time they actually spend together when Belly's being left out and stuff. So they have like a really good friendship foundation for like a romance to blossom. But yeah, at the start of this season, it does kind of feel like to me that Jeremiah and Belly are perfect for each other. This might just be my wishful thinking though. Like, let me rephrase that. This is my wishful thinking because it does not end like that. Um, yeah, but like just generally, their relationship feels more real than anything Belly and Conrad had, just because there's so much more chemistry and playfulness and ease with each other that just isn't there between Belly and Conrad. Like Belly is really awkward around Conrad. Like it's almost like she doesn't know how to be herself around him. And it just comes across as slightly weird. Sorry. Um, but Jeremiah and Belly come across as just as a more real relationship. I don't know. That might just be me. But yeah, it just feels like Belly and Conrad, or Bonrad, as the internet likes to say, are emotionally constipated. Like, that's the only way that I know how to put it. Like, they don't know how to express themselves around each other. Like, I don't know. It's because it's toxic. That's why. It's because it's built on trauma. That's why. It's because both of them become emotionally unavailable. That's why. Sorry. But yeah, they just feel like emotionally stuck and constipated around me, around each other. To be honest. Um, that's not to say that Belly and Jeremiah have emotional diarrhea. It's just to say that it's like a little bit easier. what am what am I even talking? Anyway, but yeah. So for me, obviously they're in college, they're more mature now. They're not just teenagers, they're like 22 and grown and everything. And like they seem to be at a good place in their relationship, I think. Or it seems at the start. You find out pretty quickly that Belly has been offered or she's applied for a like term in France with her university, a study position in Paris. And but she's kind of and ahhing whether she wants to actually go or not because she doesn't want to be apart from Jeremiah. Which immediately I'm like, babe, why not? Why not? Study in Paris or stay with your man that you can see every day forevermore. Like the memories and stuff that you'll do in Paris, the memories that you'll get in Paris will be priceless, like forever. Calm memory is semester in Paris. Why the hell would you pass up such an opportunity because you want to see your boyfriend for one extra semester because he's graduating and she's not this year? Like, w- why would that even be a question? Like, I mean, I get why it would be, but I don't. Because I would go to Paris, babe. Paris. I'd go to Paris. I mean, I don't really have any real life plans to ever go to Paris, but like, if I was Belly, I would have gone to Paris. Are you crazy? Study in Paris? Please. Don't make me angry. Don't piss me off. Anyway. So Miss Belly is stuck between her dream and her man, which should be a no-brainer. Always pick your dream. Always pick girls, pick your dreams. Okay? That's another in for 2026. Dreaming. Have dreams. Okay? Get a dream. Follow your dreams in for 2026. Belly. Don't make me pull out a gun. Like I just don't understand it, to be honest. Um, but on the other hand, like even Jeremiah really wants her to go because he knows how important this is to her. Like he's like, you have to go to Paris. Like there's no way you can not go to Paris just for me. Hell no, you're going to Paris. But Belly's dilemma is that she knows Jeremiah hates being alone, and her going to Paris, she feels like she's abandoning him. So she's like torn between staying and showing that she's not abandoning him rather than following her dreams, which, ladies, if you ever feel torn between yourself and having to compromise yourself so you don't feel like you're abandoning somebody, you need to step outside of the situation. You need to really evaluate what is going on because half the time that person might not even feel abandoned, or maybe they will for like 3 minutes, and then they'll get over it, or you'll talk about it and you'll fix it. Like, Belly should never have to give up her dreams and her goals so Jeremiah doesn't feel abandoned when she's not actually abandoning him. Like, that's crazy. That is codependency. I'm sorry. And like, I know it said it seemed like they were like the perfect couple at the start, but to be honest, the cracks do start to show pretty quickly. And I feel like they just did Jeremiah kind of dirty in this season. Like he's he's like a big baby, to be honest. Actually, like I really did like Jeremiah in season 2, but in season 3, like he did start to just get on my nerves. Like, why did they do him like that? Like, why are we still acting like this at the age of 22, 23? Grow up. It's crazy. Anyway, yeah. And like on that note, it's like, if you ever feel like you have to give yourself up, or that if you choose yourself, you're gonna lose somebody who is supposed to love you, it's really, that's not love anymore. Like it really isn't. So if Belly's feeling like if she chooses herself, if she goes to Paris, then Jeremiah is not gonna want her anymore, or Jeremiah is gonna use it against her, then that is a red flag, babe. I don't really know what to say anymore. Um, and me personally, I think we need to start like actively teaching young girls and young women this. Like, don't put your dreams on hold for a man, especially a big baby. Don't even consider it. Follow your dreams. At the age of 22, go to Paris. It really isn't that deep. Any relationship at the age of 22 does not have to be that deep. Okay? It really doesn't. And if somebody really did love you, they'll be the first one to actually push you towards your dreams and goals. And the funny thing is, Jeremiah did. Like, he genuinely seemed like he wanted Belly to go to Paris because he knows that's what future her wants. I rest my case. Okay? But that's like what happens before all the drama kicks off. Like, that's not even the biggest drama. That's not even anything yet. That's just light work. That's just a snack compared to what's about to come. Like, okay. Take some deep breaths because I did nearly pull my hair out. Okay. The breakdown of Belly and Jeremiah's relationship and the whole show really starts when Jeremiah finds out that he's a super senior. He's gonna have to repeat a year of college because he just didn't have enough points to graduate. And he basically throws a bit of a fit because he doesn't want to repeat college. He doesn't want to be a super senior. He doesn't want all his friends to graduate and he has to retake the year. And worst of all, he doesn't want to have to ask his dad, tell his dad, and ask his dad for the money to do an extra semester or term in college. I don't know what they call it in America, to be honest. Um, because it's kind of embarrassing, and his dad's gonna think he's a bum and he's gonna get paired to Conrad, which he does, and he's a bit of a bum. I'm not gonna lie, Jeremiah's not like he's a charismatic person, but he's not the most ambitious person in the world. And I don't know. He doesn't seem like he has like a dream or anything of his own that he's living for, which I think is actually a problem within Jeremiah and Benny's relationship. Like, neither of them seem to have a goal or like a vision of who they want to be or what they want to do, which you don't necessarily have to, but I feel like you have to have ambition. I feel like you have to have ambition outside of each other, and I feel like you do have to have a goal outside of each other if you want to seriously make a relationship work. But that's just me. But yeah. So, obviously he does speak to his dad about it. His dad basically says he's not paying for it. He kind of belittles Jeremiah a little bit, calls him lazy, and compares him to Conrad, who is a doctor or something somewhere. Nobody's heard from him in a while. This kind of just sets off Jeremiah's inferiority complex that he has with Conrad. Um, because he hates being compared to his like oh so amazing brother Conrad. I don't know why Jeremiah has this complex with Conrad because Conrad really isn't that great. But I guess if your parents constantly compare you, then it's in your head. But Conrad, like he everybody makes out that he's got it together, but he has nothing together. He can't even go to therapy and have therapy together. Like, you don't even have to really do much in therapy. You just talk to somebody. Crazy. Anyway, Belly and Jeremiah were supposed to be going to some kind of party that night. But Jeremiah is in a bad mood after he speaks to his dad, so he kind of just says that he'll drop Belly off and he'll join her later. Um, at this party, guys, at this party, some tea goes down. Um, Betty overhears some girls talking about Jeremiah and how like handsome he is, and she overhears them talking about one of the girls sleeping with him during spring break, which on this said spring break, Betty and Jeremiah had had an argument and they'd like taken a break. But apparently Jeremiah cheated during this break. And I say cheated with air quotations because they were on a break, so the definition of cheating and what counts as cheating, the lines are blurred. So this is why breaks not such a good idea. Especially if you don't want the person to get with anybody else. Just saying. But yeah, Belly finds that out and she goes crazy. Like, goes ham, gets angry, storms out, which is valid. Don't get me wrong. Like, what else are you supposed to do? Stand there? No. Of course, you crash out a little bit. And to be honest, I'm glad she does because there's obviously things that her and Jeremiah need to talk about that they're not talking about. But yeah, she like says that she never wants to see him again, never wants to hear him again, and that she can never trust him again. And then she basically walks away. A jelly belly meltdown. That's what it sounds like. But yeah, it's just but it's crazy to me how fast straight men like jump to the next. And I also remember Jeremiah is supposed to be bisexual. Why didn't he go with a man? Why did he have to go with another woman? Not that that changes anything, but I just feel like that would have validated his bisexuality a little bit more because they say that he's bisexual, but then they forget about it totally the rest of the show. Like crazy. And I know that guy from his frat boy frat boy thing, what's his name, Redbird, something like that, has a crush on him. I know he does. I don't know if they actually say that in the show, but I they might do, and I might have just forgotten and think that I made it up. But if they don't, then I'm saying it now. He has a crush on Jeremiah. Okay. Okay, so that's the whole Jeremiah and Belly drama thing that's going on. The next sitch that we have is Taylor and Steven. Because, girl, Taylor and Steven clearly are like a hot and cold relationship, and they've obviously tried to be in a relationship and then broken up and tried to be in a relationship many times, and it just seems like they just can't really be honest with each other, and they can't neither of them really knows how to be emotionally vulnerable, and it's holding the relationship back, honestly. But um long story short, in this current moment in time, both of them have side pieces but still see each other and like have an affair together even though they're in separate relationships, because for some reason they think in their heads that they will never work as a relationship. They'll only work if it's them like not really together and it's just like a fun fling. But they're so clearly in love. Like it just doesn't really make sense. Why do you even have the other people? Like why do you even have separate relationships? Because if they didn't have those separate relationships, they'd just get together, wouldn't they? But for some reason, neither of them can be mature enough or emotionally like open enough to actually be vulnerable and be together. So instead, they do this little weird game, which is crazy. I don't know. Do people actually do this? Like for reals? I'm asking because I'm so dead serious because I don't think I would do this. Like, I don't think I could be that infatuated with somebody. I don't know. I just don't like. I am an Aquarius, so I'm not very attached to people in general, but I just don't think I could do something like this or whatever the hell Belly has going on. Like it's just too much for me. I don't care. At the end of the day, I really don't care. And I'm just curious. I'm not really judging, but I want to know. Do people actually do what Taylor and Steven are doing because they can't be emotionally like mature enough? So to actually be together and try and make it work. So instead they get in whole separate relationships and then just like see each other on the side. Do people act like am I naive? Like do people actually do that? Let me know. Anyway. But yeah, so that's what's going on with Taylor and Steven. And to be honest, yeah, like they clearly adore each other, clearly want to be together. Taylor's scared of being vulnerable. Um, this kind of all comes to a head because Steven really wants to be with Taylor. Like Steven really loves Taylor, and I find Steven incredibly annoying, but he obviously loves that girl. And she obviously loves him too. She just doesn't want to be emotionally open right now. But it all kicks off because Steven ends up breaking up with his girl because he wants to try one last time. Like if he breaks up with her and then asks Taylor out, she might say yes. So he does all of that. And they're in the car and Taylor gets so annoyed. Like she's like, why would you do that? Like, well, you've gone and ruined everything. Like, we don't work together in an actual relationship. This is the only way that we work. And if you want something more, then I'm just gonna call the whole thing off. And she gets really angry and she screams at Steven to let her out um of the car. And I think he stops and pulls over and lets her out. But then as he's pulling off, a giant truck comes and like he crashes the car and he goes into like a little coma. And obviously Taylor freaks the hell out and her and Billy go to the hospital, and now she's questioning everything because now she feels like she's the reason she's lost Steven, or could have lost Steven, like Steven could have died, blah 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 blah. Like it's so traumatic. And now she's questioning everything, like should she have said yes and all of that. And like I think she confesses her actual feelings to him while he's asleep. And then when he wakes up, he's like, you know what, I've thought about what you said and I think you're right. We don't really work together. Yeah, I'm kinda done. And Taylor's kinda like, oh. And she has to really learn that you have to be open and honest with the people that you love, otherwise you're probably gonna lose them. Okay, so that's the Taylor and Steven drama so far. To be honest, we do have quite a lot to get through, which is why everyone needs to actually go watch the show. But yeah, um, I think the car crash kind of shocks Belly back into reality, and she wants to make up with Jeremiah. So they make up. As soon as they make up, Jeremiah asks her to get married. Sorry, but why the hell would you break up with somebody, like be mad at them, tell them you're never going to trust them again because they cheated on you in your eyes, and betrayed your trust, and now like 3 days later they're asking you to marry them because now you've made up and you're going to say yes? Are there any thoughts going on? Like, is there anybody driving the car? Hello? What makes you think that if you go on a break with somebody because you're fighting, that getting married is gonna fix that? Like it was literally straight away. They don't even like make up and get back together for a bit. No, it's literally make up, ask Belly to marry me. Belly says yes. Huh? And then they want to be married by the summer. Like, why are they rushing everything? I just like this part. I just genuinely don't understand. It's like, huh? What? Why? W- Like, why? Especially when, if you really truly love each other, you have the rest of your lives to get married and plan your wedding properly. You don't even have money to like have a wedding. Like, what are you doing? You don't even have money to get married properly. Like, what is going on? I just like crazy, crazy. No wonder Laurel was against it. No wonder Laurel was like, yeah, hell no. This is not happening. Like, Belly needs to listen to her mom. Stop thinking you know best all the time. It's so frustrating. Like, what are you doing? I nearly ate the microphone then. Like, for real. Like, w- the whole planning of the wedding and like stressing about what we're gonna do for the wedding, what cake we have, who's coming to the wedding, what dress I'm gonna wear. Um, oh, my mom's not supportive of me getting married at 22. Drama like the whole time. I'm like, somebody actually needs to grab Belly by the shoulders and shake the hell out of her. Like, what are you doing for ladies? Don't get married at 22. I don't care how much you think that man loves you just because he says he's going to put a ring on it. Don't do it. You have your whole life ahead of you, and I promise you, if you really do love each other, you can get married in 5 years. Like, Please, please. Like, really, really pissed me off. Also, I forgot to mention, you know how Jeremiah cheated on Belly when they were on break? So technically, it's not really cheating because they weren't technically together at the time, but that's pedantics. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. Belly is also keeping a secret from Jeremiah. One Christmas, something was supposed to happen. Belly couldn't make it. Everybody was somewhere else. And Belly ended up at cousin's beach house by herself. Guess who else was there? Conrad. Yeah. They ended up celebrating their little Christmas together. I can't fully remember what was actually happening. Like, I don't know why Belly was at the beach house. I think Conrad had missed his flight to go skiing somewhere with his family, and that's why he ended up at the beach house. But somehow they both ended up at the beach house and they spent a very lovely, cozy, cute little Christmas together at cousin's beach house in the middle of the winter. And it's so cute because, like, we're never usually here in the winter, and I don't know how long they were there for, probably like a day, but they had no food. They literally, Belly and Conrad survived off a tin of cocoa powder. And oh my god, it was so romantic. And that Christmas kind of ignited Belly's feelings for Conrad again. And this whole time, she's kept it a secret from Jeremiah. And they should have been open and honest with each other. Like, Jeremiah's secret came out. Belly should have told Jeremiah and said, "Hey, I also have something to tell you." But she got so mad at him, and it's like part of it was because I think she was projecting, which is usually the case when people get so mad at things like that. But she doesn't end up telling him anything. Like, she keeps that secret because she knows that it would probably trigger Jeremiah's insecurity around Conrad, and like it probably would have ended things. So she doesn't tell him. But yeah, so the relationship is not at like a good place. Like, there are secrets, there's almost like omitting the truth going on, and then you're rushing into marriage, and then you're like, it's not even like Jeremiah asks to get married and they get engaged and they'll just be engaged for like a couple of years. No, they get engaged and they want to get the marriage done and dusted by summer. These people don't even have jobs. They don't even have money. What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? And at first, nobody's supportive of the marriage, but then Taylor and Steven kind of like want to support their friends and sisters and brothers and whatever, their best friends. Laurel refuses to get on board. Because she knows it's crazy, because it is crazy, because why you get married that young? Like, you don't even know what you want. You don't even know who you are. You don't get married. Can't afford it. You cra- you crazy. It's just like, yeah. So to me, is you can just tell this wedding is doomed from the beginning, and that is so symbolic of people who are trying to fix like deep heartbreak and deep misalignment and grief within a relationship by doing dramatic and drastic things like a marriage. You should never be getting married to a person from a place of like chaos and distrust and uncertainty as a way to like fix a relationship. That should never be the foundation of a marriage. Like, that marriage will be doomed if that's what it's built on. I don't make the rules. Okay? That's just the way it is. So, like, to me, the wedding just was gonna fail from the beginning. Um, and I just think women tend to do this thing a lot where they think that if they love harder or like prove their loyalty more and fill in the gaps in a relationship, that somehow it's all just gonna fix itself and work out. And 9 times out of 10 is if you've noticed problems and you've noticed gaps and you've brought them up to the person that you're with and they do nothing about it, you then have to decide, you have to view that as them showing you who they are. And then you have to decide, you, you have to decide what? Can't talk, obviously. Whether who they are is someone you can actually live with and be with or not. And if it's no, that if they keep doing this thing, that eventually it's gonna get on your nerves, just leave. It's not the be all and end all of everything. If you leave, like you're gonna be okay if this doesn't work out and you walk away from this. I promise you'll be fine. Like, yeah, just leave, please. Yeah, because to be honest, in my opinion, love doesn't need to be proven. Like it shouldn't have to be something that is tested and proven. You should just know. And the person should make you like let you know and you should let them know just by the way that you act around them that you love them. But yeah, like you should not be rushing into a marriage just to feel secure in your relationship. Like you are gonna end up regretting it. You're gonna end up getting divorced mid 30s to mid 40s. 100%. Yeah. Just like, yeah. I just don't think. Like, I feel like that's exactly what Laurel did, and that's why she doesn't doesn't support Betty getting married so young because she's been there, she's lived that, she has the wisdom, but Betty won't listen, and I feel like Betty actually really needed to hear it. But yeah, um, to be honest, the whole of season 3 screams one thing to me in like terms of like zooming out from the show is that women are punished for learning in public. And that I noticed that in myself, like the way that Belly acts and the mistakes that she makes. Like I was like, don't be so stupid half the time. Like why would you do that? Don't be so stupid. But this kind of conditioning is literally like programmed into women from when we're so young. Like the mistakes that Belly makes, it's okay for you to make them and it's okay for you to learn and grow. Like that is 100% okay. But I'm just saying, when the advice comes from a woman who knows better, take it. You'll save yourself so much trouble and heartbreak. And why it's so like distressing and why you might feel like Belly, don't do that, it's so stupid to do that, is because there's probably a little part of you inside that knows how easy and how like much is expected of women to actually make the exact mistakes that Belly makes and then stick with them. As a woman, you're not allowed to learn from the mistakes. If you make those mistakes, society expects you to live with the consequences forever. For example, if Belly went through with the marriage and like they actually got married and then she decided she didn't want to be married anymore and then she got divorced so she could be with Conrad, she would have been punished forever for that. And so many women are because they do things that they don't really want to do because they think that's what society expects of them. They think that's what you're supposed to do, but you don't have to. Like, you really, really don't have to. One thing that I wanted to point out about the show is the amount of times Belly says, "I choose you," to either one of the brothers. I'm sick of hearing it. Like, it's given pick me for someone. I don't know who is the pick me. Is it Belly or is it the boys? I'm not entirely sure. But if I hear that statement, like telling someone to their face that you choose them, I think I might rip my hair out. Like, stop. Just stop it. Please. Oh my god. Like it got to the point where I was like, if I hear that one more time, I might actually throw my remote at the TV. Like, stop. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, long story short, Belly ends up calling off the wedding. Conrad kind of ruins his brother's wedding because he decides that he wants to like tell Belly all about his feelings after they've basically been having an affair whilst planning Belly and Jeremiah's wedding. Crazy. Like, what is going on? What is going on? Like, that is the question that circles my brain this whole time. What is going on in the House of Commons? Like, for real. Anyway, Belly ends up, after calling off the wedding and everything, Belly ends up running away to Paris. She has no money, no plans, no nothing, nowhere to stay. She just goes to Paris. And to be honest, I think it's one of the best things she's ever done. Thank God for that. It kind of all works out for her somehow by the grace of God. That like she manages to find somewhere to stay and she makes some new friends, and it's honestly kind of cute and wholesome, to be honest. Like, I'm actually happy for her. Like, go to Paris, ho, please. um she learns a bit of French and actually starts living her main character life that she was always meant to live. Yeah, unfortunately though, guess who shows up 2 years later? Conrad, because he's still so in love with her, and now he's all healed and like emotionally mature, and he's ready to be in a relationship now, and he's ready to talk about his feelings. And because he's ready, Belly should also be ready now. Like, I mean, after all, didn't you want me? Like, didn't you want me so badly? Like, now that I want you back, you need to want me, is how Conrad feels to me. And honestly, it's the most annoying, irritating, coochie drying thing I have ever seen in my whole life. I don't know what to tell you people. I don't know how you find him attractive. I just like, I want to spit on him. Like, hawk up some phlegm and spit on him. That's how he makes me feel. I'm just talking my truth. Sorry you can't handle it. But yeah. Um he comes over to visit Belly in Paris unannounced. He doesn't tell her. I would be scared. Like, if a man showed up, like my ex showed up in Paris after I've left my life behind with a suitcase, finding out where I'd lived and showing up outside my front door being like, "Hey, I I was on my way to like Berlin." I don't know if that's where he's going, but I think it is. And it's only like a train ride away, so I thought I might stop by and see you because I miss you. I throw a shoe at him. What are you doing? I don't want to see you. Like, you give me PTSD. Like, go away. Who told you that was okay? Who gave you my address, you stalker? Weird pervert. Get away from me, loser bum. My life's fine. What are you doing here? Literally get out of my face. He's he shows up with a little bag, bro. Are you crazy? The audacity. Like, that, just the fact that he showed up uninvited would piss me off so much. Like, you presumed I was gonna be okay seeing you. You presumed I wanted anything to do with you. Really crazy. Oh, and can we talk about how good Lola Tongue looks when she gets her little bob? So cute. I love that. Honestly, it suits her so much. Like, Lola Tongue's such a like beautiful person, and that bob, it does wonders. I honestly love it. The French little bob. I remember seeing TikToks and everybody was joking that she she got pixie. I saw people editing Lola Tongue with a pixie cut. Crazy. So funny. The memes that were coming out on TikTok, so funny. Like, I think Belly ends up giving him like some kind of tour of Paris. And then they end up in a night of spending a night of passion together. And of course, Belly has a black bra on. I feel like it's like customary or a canon event in these kinds of movies for the girl to be wearing a black bra. Where's the pink leopard print bra, huh? Anyway, I don't know. I don't know what that was, but um I nearly laughed out loud when Conrad thinks that like they're getting together because Belly lets him sleep with her, and then she's like, "So when's your train?" She was hitting and dipping. She was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna hit that one last time just because I can, but don't think this means anything. You're just hot." I was like, "Get it, girl. You hit and dip it." Like, yeah, thanks for the time. Goodbye. Don't contact me again. That's what should have happened, but of course it's not because Belly has to be so obsessed with Conrad, and it's just like, why? Just why? Yeah, so she ends up kicking him out and then runs after him because she decides, like, I thought I'd learned. I thought I came to Paris to become a different person and, like, learn from my mistakes and never be that girl again. But you know what? I've forgiven myself and I do deserve to be loved, which she does. But can Conrad actually love her? Has he actually healed enough? Remains to be seen. B doesn't think so. Um, Meanwhile, this whole thing is going on. The rest of the family, like everybody, Stephen, Taylor, mom, dad, Laurel, her, like Belly's dad, the Fisher dad. I don't like him, by the way. um Steven's friend, can't remember her name, Jeremiah, they're all like healing together, back in Cousins, having a party at the beach house to celebrate Jeremiah catering for somebody and Taylor being something for social media. I don't actually know what's going on. I can't actually remember. But they all seem to be healing and like being together and being happy together and making memories together. Meanwhile, Belly and Conrad are in Paris. Maybe they are good together. Maybe they are perfect for each other. Bums. But at the end of the day, I feel like what makes Belly interesting and what makes her so likable to me in the end of a story is that she's not perfect. And that's okay. Women don't have Society judges women as valueless or immoral because they made a dumb decision. Men don't face that, and I think that's crazy and wild. And I feel like people have done that with Belly's character, and people do judge Belly's character, and they make Belly out to be the villain when neither of the boys had to be in this situation if they didn't want to be. None of them have to be with Belly. They are just as much complicit in this drama triangle as Betty is. Like they're all as bad as each other. Betty's not the only instigator. She's not the one who's solely at fault for anything. All of them partake in this weird triangle. So my point is that it's okay for women to not be perfect characters. Like it's okay that Belly isn't perfect. It's okay that she makes bad choices and grows from them, even if she makes a bad choice at the end of the show. Which is Conrad, by the way. But I do genuinely believe that the world just hates watching women make mistakes and still get to live and be loved and for people to still like them and choose them. I just think, yeah, society hates that for women. It really does. But yeah, I just feel like maybe this isn't a story about picking the right boy. Maybe it's about picking yourself a little bit more, even though in the end, Belly does get with Conrad. But let's be real, that's probably more so because that's like a resolution. If she did pick herself up at the end, I think we'd be like, oh, come on, to be honest. And that's just how these things go. I feel like I've said everything that I wanted to say about this season. We have come towards the end of this episode, and that to summarize everything we just said, like to end the video, um, my New Year's advice would be to leave crusty parasitic germs that are leeching off you in 2025. Okay, focus on you. Um, Follow your dreams. Be imaginative. Be creative. And if you want to shave your head, shave your head. Only for women, though. That's it for today's episode of Pretty and Dangerous. I hope you had fun ranting with me about fictional characters. And remember, this is all in good fun. None of this is real. This is all my opinion. I'd love if you shared your opinions with me in the comments or wherever you want. You can find my TikTok at Mazzy Mayhem and my Instagram at Mazzy Mayhem. Um, if you would like, you can go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube. That would be nice. Um, yeah. Next episode, I'm gonna be talking about Frankenstein. I know I'm late. Like we established, I'm always late. But yeah, next episode, Frank, get your Frankenweenie out. Actually, maybe don't. Anyway, bye.